Johnny No Skills here, and I'm going to show you some of the gear that I recommend for the basic rider course offered by the Motorcycle Safety Foundation. On that Friday night, when you go to the college or wherever your class is being held, I highly recommend you show up in as much motorcycle gear as you can get your hands on to kind of show off to the other riders and act like you already know what you're doing. Okay, I'm just kidding about that one. Don't do that. I do recommend, though, on your first day of actual riding that you establish a base layer of Under Armour, specifically the Under Armour heat gear, because its moisture wicking will help keep you cool all day, and you will be sitting outside for 4 hours in the sun, whether you take the AM class or the PM class. They offer socks, undies, all that stuff. Now, what are you going to need for the course? They say you need pants, a long sleeve shirt, ankle length boots, gloves, helmet, and if you don't have eye protection on the helmet, you're going to need separate eye protection. Okay, those are the requirements. A lot of people swear by denim. They say, it's abrasion resistant, all this stuff. Me personally, I don't really like riding in denim. I don't know why. I prefer cargo pants. I think it's because of the cargo pockets. So I can keep my wallet, my cell phone, whatever on there. But for the sake of argument, you can wear denim on the first day. Or a friend of mine actually said you should wear these denim painter's pants because they're white and they reflect the sun, and you would be, kept cooler by not having all the sun. I would feel a little weird wearing painter's pants, but it's actually not that bad of a suggestion. You're going to want a long sleeve shirt, but you're not going to want a warm one. This is super thin. It's by Under Armour, so it's, meant to keep you cooler. But anything thin and cotton would do nicely as well, but it has to be as thin as possible. Get yourself some gloves, but once again, try to keep them gloves that can be worn in summertime, not actual winter gloves or thick leather gloves, anything like that. These are Under Armour shooting gloves, and they're actually what I wore on the MSF course that day. They have leather palms and then this Under Armour material on top. They suited my needs pretty well for the course. Ankle length boots, they should be a little taller because these are barely covering the ankle. But don't wear the big motorcycle boots because you're not going to be going very fast. Your fastest speed is going to be about 12 to 15 miles per hour. So you're not going to be in a high-speed collision. So you're not going to need the most intense, ankle and calf protection and everything. You're going to get by with some nice, cheap boots you can get from Walmart. Laces, though, I do recommend you tuck them in. So when you tie your boot like this, and this just goes for any riding, really, where you don't have, the motorcycle boots with the straps, I recommend you tuck your laces in away from the inside of the motorcycle, just like that. Quick and easy fix. You could lace them through and whatever too, but that's a real quick, easy way to keep them away from like your chain and just have them get them caught up in things in general. I recommend wearing a full face, or I recommend against wearing a full face helmet. This is actually the helmet I wore. Unfortunately, it's a Harley helmet, so I had to pay too much for it. But I wore this. It's a 3/4 helmet, and then had the optional flip up and down visor like that, which I liked because it allowed me to not have to bring extra goggles and stuff on the day. If you do wear any other type of helmet besides a full face, you're going to need goggles. Or at least here in Minnesota, they do let you get away with just wearing sunglasses. So bare minimum, you're going to need that. I'd recommend against a full face helmet because you're going to spend 4 hours a day, and mostly the course is offered here in summertime, so it gets pretty hot out there, especially if you have the PM sessions, the afternoon sessions. Now, what I do not recommend for that day is sweat pants or sweatshirts of any kind, just because they will make you super hot. Something I will firmly recommend against is riding gear. Riding gear is intended for riding. These gloves are great. They're very protective. But sitting in for 4 hours, basically parking your bike or being at standstill traffic, because you might get to go 10 miles an hour for a little while, but then you're going to be stopping, listening to instructions, and it's not riding. So there's no airflow. So if you're wearing anything with leather, or even this mesh riding stuff, you're just not moving fast enough. It's great protection, has CE armor and all that, but you're not going to need it on the MSF course day. You're only going to need what they recommend: a long sleeve shirt, a helmet, goggles, etc. You do not need actual riding gear. So even if it is the lightweight mesh summer stuff, you're not going to be moving much. You're going to be going at 10 miles per hour or so when you do move. So don't wear your riding gear. This stuff is great for riding. I highly recommend you wear it when you're riding, but you're not really riding at the MSF course, you're learning, and you're not going to need riding gear. You might need rain gear, but that's totally different. Generally, when they have these courses, at least here in Minnesota, they have them rain or shine. If you're signed up to go on Saturday, unless it's extreme lightning, you're probably going to still go. When I took the MSF course, I took it in a light hoodie, army pants, these army boots, those shooting gloves, and this helmet. Now, that's what I had available to me at the time. The pants were fine, the boots were fine, the gloves were fine, the helmet was fine. This hoodie, as thin as it is, it's a very thin cotton, still causing problems. I was overheating. So my recommended setup would be something like this. A light cotton shirt, light color, that's still full length sleeves. Like I said, my favorite riding pants personally are cargo pants because you do get cargo pockets to carry things like your cell phone and your wallet as opposed to jeans. But also these are great because they are a pretty sturdy material and are lighter in color for the MSF day. Boots, motorcycling boots, but not like the hardcore ones, just actual like average rider boots. And they're really high grip, you know. They're really good for riding at high speeds and low speeds, but these are more of a, you know, commuter type of boot, not necessarily a racing boot because they don't have the metal pucks or anything like that. So if you can get your hands on some boots like this, that would be ideal too. And if you can find them, some sort of perforated leather glove, like these Oakley military gloves. These are my favorite riding gloves for hot weather, just because they do have the carbon fiber knuckle and they are leather and Kevlar and all that stuff, but they're really breathable and really light. So that would be my recommended setup, something like that for the MSF day. All I can say is have fun learning how to ride your motorcycle, and I hope you get your motorcycle license, and I hope to see you out there soon. Look, Domo, it's raining again. Let's get this crap inside. Oh, and one last thing. You're going to want to bring yourself a little backpack to keep things like your wallet and whatever in, but also you're going to want to fill it up with water. As much water as you can bring. I would say bring a half a gallon of water, or something like 4 to 6 bottles of water, and bring yourself some snacks like some protein bars or some trail mix, something that's going to tide you over, because you know you will get a little hungry and definitely very thirsty out there. I'd like to thank you for watching my videos. Also, anyone who's left positive comments or feedback, I appreciate that. To anyone who subscribed to me, I'd like to let you know that I'm going to try to stop releasing content so sporadically and try to get on a release schedule. I'm thinking maybe every Wednesday I'll put up a new video. But for now, that's really all I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll have more content to you soon. Seriously? First it was raining, and now there's a train. So if you're wearing anything with leather, wow, soda like me. Okay. Seriously? On Friday night, when you go to your first class at the college or wherever your class is being held, I highly recommend showing up in as much motorcycle gear as possible to intimidate the other riders. Are you f***ing serious?